Could the Mesa Boogie single rectifier be the meanest sounding rectifier that Mesa Boogie has ever made? Quite possibly. At the very least, it's my own personal favorite of the rectifiers. And today we're going to take a look at this amplifier and listen to how it sounds, and also talk about how I captured this amplifier with my quad Cortex. And let's start by taking a listen to how this amplifier sounds through my ENGL XXL 4x12 cabinet. Check it out. Alright, that definitely sounded huge and so mean. It had a very huge roar and crunch to it. I love it. So that was my ESP LTD Phoenix Black Metal with the Fishman Fluence modern pickup in it, the ceramic version on the active voicing, into the amplifier on the red channel with the modern mode, and into the ENGL cabinet, mic'd up with a single SM57, and going back into my DAW. And for the audio interface, I used my Neural DSP Quad Cortex for everything. No pedals up front at all, so just straight into the amplifier. And honestly, this version of the rectifier is very tight, raw, and crunchy sounding, so it doesn't need a boost in my opinion. And this ENGL cabinet, the 4x12 XXL, just sounds so excellent with the Celestion Vintage 30s, of course. I also reviewed this cabinet on the channel recently, so do check it out if you're interested. Now, this is the Series 1 version of the single rectifier, so this is the first version that they ever made of the single rectifier. 50 watts, obviously, and two 6L6 tubes in the power section. And I got this one used, I think, last year or so. And I also did a quite in-depth review and demo of this amplifier on the channel, which you can also check out if you want to learn more about this amplifier and about what sort of tones it has to offer and how versatile it is. And I also did a comparison of this versus the mini rectifier that I own and my dual rectifier. And for me, this one is my personal favorite just because of how mean and direct it sounds and how articulate the mid-range is on this amplifier. Because rectifiers tend to be pretty scooped, and this one also has that going on. It sounds mean and metal and scooped, but the mid-range still is articulate, and I really like that. It's great for the mix. And trust me, even though this is only a 50 watt amplifier, the low end on this thing is still absolutely huge, so it feels great to play through. Now, as I mentioned, this is the Series 1, so it's quite an old model, and I'm not completely sure, but I believe that the preamp should be the same as some of the older dual channel dual rectifiers, so that's cool. But yeah, it's a simple amplifier, 2 channels, 2 modes per channel, and a lot of tone. And as I said, I don't think that it really needs a boost up front in order for it to sound tight. And I know many of you like that. It doesn't mean that it doesn't sound good with a boost. It definitely also sounds good with a boost, but it doesn't need it. Now, as far as I know, this amplifier has never been modeled in any digital modeling platform. Maybe some people here and there captured it or something, but I'd like to model it myself with my Neural DSP Quad Cortex. I just like to sort of immortalize this amplifier and bring it over into the digital world. So just as I recently also did with my Lichtlaerm Audio Prometheus, I captured this amplifier with the ENGL 4x12 XXL cabinet. Also direct, so with a load box so that you can change the cabinets and IRs after the fact. And I put all of that together in a couple of presets, which I'm selling at my Ko-Fi web store. I'll put a link in the description below, by the way, so you can check it out if you're interested. But now let's take a listen to how those captures turned out. Check it out. Awesome, so those captures turned out really great and I'm super happy with them. So just as with my previous pack, I did 12 captures with the real cabinet mic'd up and all that stuff. And I put all of those captures into one preset, so when you're playing through that preset, you can choose some of the scenes and then browse through some of the settings. It starts clean and it ends up with high gain. And then I also did 12 captures through my Fractal Audio LB2 reactive load box with similar settings, and also put those in a separate preset, again with the scenes, so you can skip through some of the sounds instantly. Now in the direct preset, I put a stock cabinet, but note that I made these captures, the direct ones, with an Ownhammer IR in mind, and that's the 412 Rect Essentials pack with the high gain mic mix. So that's where I fine-tuned all the presets. So I recommend using the direct captures with that IR from that IR pack, but of course you can also use your own IR or the stock cabinet as I used in the preset. But I would definitely recommend checking out that Ownhammer IR as well, because it's excellent and it sounds great with this amplifier. So 2 presets with 12 capture blocks in each preset. And again, you can just load the preset up, put it to scenes mode, and then browse through 8 selected captures that I selected myself. So that should offer you a nice range of tones to start with. So I did captures of the green channel, a clean capture, 2 captures with the pushed mode, so those are kind of like broken up cleans. And then I did 3 captures with the red channel on the vintage mode, you know, low gain with pushed mids and a more standard high gain tone. And then I also did 6 captures with the modern mode, you know, your standard heavy rhythm with more mids, 1 setting with a little bit less bass so that it's a little bit more tight, a lower gain setting, etc. So everything is included basically, both in the preset with the real cabinet and also the direct captures. Let's grab my Schecter E1 Apocalypse Red Rain and just browse through the preset and try some of those captures with some simple chords and some simple riffs. Check it out. Alright, so as I said, you can grab this pack for the Quad Cortex at my Ko-Fi web store. I'll put a link in the description below, or you can purchase it yourself manually. I'll put some notes on how to do that in the description and the pinned comment as well. So that's all for today. I really love this amplifier, the Mesa Boogie single rectifier, this 50-watt beast. It sounds excellent, and it's definitely my favorite of the Mesa Boogie rectifiers. And I also think that the captures turned out really well, so do check them out if you have the chance or if you want to support the channel. And also let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you like this amplifier and how do you like my captures? I'd love to know. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. and that you found it useful. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Ko-Fi. Thanks so much for watching, and hope to see you soon. Cheers!